Okay, so just a very short statement today. We spent a good part. There's not been a single question asked about the memorandum affair. There were no questions asked about anything to do with the issues of whether Mr. Haqqani has done what we claim that he did, what I claim that he's done. All the issues focused on articles that I've written. Some of the financial issues that I faced as a businessman, which everybody faces in the course of their life if they're in business, and some questions about the type of intelligence agencies and so forth that I've been in touch with. What I see here is that there is no strategic direction in the way in which they're doing their questioning. And it's also clear that they don't want to address the real issues. We spent quite a bit of time at the end of the session in which the justices wanted to know why Mr. Haqqani had not adequately and properly responded to the questions that had been asked during the last session. And those questions had to do with the BlackBerry PIN codes, to do with the appearance of the BlackBerry devices, why are they lost, where are they, what happened to those, why he's not accepting or denying each one of the BlackBerry screens that I've put up as evidence in this whole thing. And I would say that the justices are rightly concerned that to this date, I repeat what I've said, Mr. Haqqani has not addressed or stated anything of a contradicting nature. He's not provided any evidence. He's not said yes or no to the various BlackBerry communications, the emails, the telephone calls. And until he's willing to come clean on that, we're not going to get to the bottom of this. And I say again what I've said every time I come out here. If Mr. Haqqani wanted to tell the truth and tell the whole truth, we wouldn't be here tomorrow. We can finish this whole thing.
Do you think they want to prolong this?
No question about that. The justices were willing to go until midnight Pakistan time tonight. And because of some medical ailments of the lawyer of Mr. Haqqani, the session was cut short. I have made it very clear that I'm leaving on Sunday, and that's it. They can get
Sunday what time?
Well, whenever we finish the session on Sunday. But I'm willing to be here these 4 days that I committed, not a minute more, and there will not be any other.
After that, you are not available for the proceeding.
No, there's just no need for it because they have look. They could just as easily ask questions about the memorandum affair itself rather than going into this long, circuitous route that has nothing to do with anything.
Hossain Haqqani, while just coming out, has said that the whole, the premises of your argument, he said that it is all a fiction. It's a big fiction. He has just come with a few seconds ago speaking. So, do you think that he needs to do some more to prove actually that it is a fiction in terms of the evidence that he can come up with?
No, I don't need to prove anything more than I already have because everything I put on the record is factual.
No, the defense side.
Yeah. No, the trouble with his side is he's not willing to bring the BlackBerry devices forward. So there's no way to contradict or confirm any of the evidence. RIM doesn't have the data. They didn't have it at the beginning. They don't have it now. There's no way to confirm it. The forensics experts will confirm that my devices have not been tampered with or interfered with. They will confirm that when Mr. Haqqani invited me to be a messenger contact, that the PIN numbers and the email addresses are valid. There's no way I could know Mr. Haqqani's password to his email address. In order for me to have created all of this, what he calls the fiction, I would have to know his email address, his passwords. I'd have to know everything about his life to be able to get those things in. And for a man who says that we hardly knew each other, I think that's rather impossible to believe. So the Pakistani people need to know that there's only one version of the truth. And that version of the truth has now been put on the record in very clear terms. And Mr. Haqqani has not been able to refute a single line. Forget about a page or a BlackBerry screenshot. He has not been able to refute a single line of what it is that I've said so far. He doesn't have the capacity to do that because either he's destroyed the devices and they don't exist anymore, or he's not willing to bring them forward and have them forensically examined. So their only strategy is delay, delay, delay. Find any way they can to try and run the commission out of time. And I can tell you that the justices are just not having any part of that.
Thank you.
And are you satisfied with today's proceeding?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that they spent a lot of time talking about superfluous things that have nothing to do with the case, and that's their whole strategy. Just sort of go into every area of my life and try to, as I said to you this morning, they have only one defense, to try and question my credibility, and that, so far, they have not been able to make a single dent in terms of what it is
Mr.
that I say.
Mansoor, Mr. Haqqani was with you today,
Yeah.
and you met after a long time.
Yeah.
So will you please tell us how many meetings you held before? What was regular meetings with Mr. Haqqani, or it was once a year or once a month? Can you tell us the nature of relationship between you and Mr. Haqqani?
Well, the short answer to that is that if you want to understand how close we were as friends, go and ask somebody to pull up all 85 emails that I gave the Commission as exhibits in the last session. If you read that, you see very clearly the contextual nature of our relationship. In terms of the number of times we met, when, how, where, I don't remember all of that anymore. It's all what I've given them already. But the reality is that Hussein would have never come to me if we weren't good enough friends that he could trust me to do this, and B, that he didn't know that I would be able to deliver the result, which was to get the message into Admiral Mullins' hands. They say that I don't have any credibility, yet the former National Security Advisor of the United States, the Chief Military Officer of the United States, the former President of the United States, these are all people that know inside out who I am, what I do, where I do it, when I do it, and they know me that well because they are people who have done their own homework. It's Mr. Haqqani and Mr. Zardari who did not do their homework on me. Now, they're paying a very heavy price for that. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.